Shalom. Koholo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai would be the true name of the Son of the Heavenly Father, who the world knows is Jesus Christ, but his true ancient Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. The honor side teachers, the apostles, and other bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, teaching in truth and sincerity for the sake of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Here's a shortage of food and water and your basic everyday necessities, in which this is an event that these people has not at all looked for to come into this society, because they only view America through the lenses of being a society that'll forever be famine with resources. This place will never see a famine or will never see any great evils. But yet this is everything that the Lord has warned concerning this society, where famine is going to take hold of this place. The infrastructure of this place is going to completely collapse. The money is going to leave you people. You see, the grids is going to go down, and all your basic everyday necessities is going to skyrocket to the point of scarcity, man. You see? And you people, you're going to feel the brunt of it, man. You see, the Lord said, many great miseries shall be done to them, and the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they walked in great pride. And pride is one thing that's heavily pushed upon you Americans. All you niggas think that you're a main character here on the earth. But the Lord, he's going to kill that spirit by humbling you by way of hunger, man. The Lord is for the sinful for famine to America. You see, real quick. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. You see, and this is parts of the evils that the Lord has pronounced against this society. Where these full storehouses from your Aldi's, Walmart's, Publix, your Whole Foods, your quick shops, all these things is going to be lacking food and water, man. Your basic everyday necessities, the virtue, all these things is going to be gone, man. You see? But you're going to see it skyrocket first, And in that event, you're going to see friends fight one against another like enemies, because when the nigga can't steal from the store, he's going to turn to his neighbors or even his family members. And as it continue on to say, and the trumpet should give a sound, which when every man hear it, they should be suddenly afraid. Yes, because you're going to hear this, this trumpet being blown on these different social media apps, on TV. It's going to be in daily conversation on how things is getting expensive. You might want to stockpile. You might want to go buy some groceries, get beans and rice. Make sure you stockpiling water. That's going to be the echo throughout America, man. Stockpile. You see? Because things is going to run scarce, and we seeing the build up where the Lord, he's pretty much shutting down poultry plants, burning down food production plants. Farmers is losing their farms. Their livestock is dying off. Crops is not being irrigated, being burnt up. You see? On top of recalls. So all these events, the only thing that can come from it really is a famine, dude. You see, it says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So in that event, friends is going to fight one against another like enemies. And it's going to be for the sake of the resources, man. Because not only food and water is going to dry you up, but your basic everyday necessities concerning medicine, things that you need to get by, tampons and alcohol and, all sorts of things, Band-Aids and clothing, all this shit going to really dry up, man. And people's going to be lacking everything, you see? And it's going to turn to people just kicking indoors, man. This is what the Lord is warning of, real quick. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draw nigh. And one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And one thing that can bring this forth is a famine, man. These resources in this society drying up. It's going to put people in the spirit of survival of the fittest, the have and the haves not, what they call desperate times causing for desperate measures. You see, that's what the mindset a nigga going to be in when he trying to kick in your door. It says, for there to be sedition amongst men and invading one another. So people's going to rise up against the governments. It's going to be certain decisions Trump and his administration make that's going to pretty much push these people over the edge, man. You see, they're going to take to the streets. They're going to be invading burning things down, burning down businesses. You know, they should not regard their kings nor their princes in the course of their action sustaining their power. That's these people not regarding the president, the chief of police, you know, all these police officers that's going to be in the street. Nobody's going to be regarding them, man. That's how much the tribulation is going to grow here in this society. It says a man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see? It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? Yeah, that bread is going to run scarce, man. You see, the food is going to dry up here in that society, and it's going to lead your neighbors and even family members or old friends to being at your doorstep. Nigga climbing through your window, you see, just to spoil your goods, man, to take whatever's in your house. But this is the mindset. This is what's going to echo throughout the four corners of America, in which just considering everyday conversation, that's already in the conversation to stockpile. You know, make sure you buying beans and rice. Make sure you getting water. You see? Because the people can already see that things is going to skyrocket because of war, you know, and shit, things is just really at a point of scarcity. You constantly having recalls, man. And even the food that's already on the shelves, the shit got more chemicals in it than it do nutrition. So this the food you going to have in a famine, man. You going to be eating this food and it ain't even going to be sufficing you. You still going to be hungry. So this going to lead these people to bugging out, man. You know? But just to go into a quick article showing you the evils that the Lord is warning of is actually growing in the earth, and it's going to fall upon America soon. Yes, it says supermarket shelves set to empty as fruit and vegetable growers warn they will have to halt production due to rising costs sparked by Iran war. See? So things going to skyrocket, man, so much so with the shelves is going to be empty, or even what's on the shelves, the price is going to go up, man. It's going to be a supply and demand type of thing. It says supermarket shelves are set to empty. Fruits and vegetable growers have warned as they face needing to halt production due to the rise and cost sparked by Iran war. Yeah, so things is going up, man, and it's infecting people. You see, it's infecting growers and farmers. And soon it's going to affect you people, you know, because you ain't going to get it. You see, it ain't going to be on your shelves. And what's on the shelves, you know how these Americans get down. They going to panic buy, and they going to empty everything out, man. You see, but just to continue on, it's a lot. It says here, pharmacists in Britain are urging citizens to stockpile medicines to avoid shortage during Iran war. So your food and water and basic everyday necessities like medicine. You see, niggas gonna be breaking their houses, not to take the TVs, not to hit the jewelry box or the safe. They going straight to the refrigerator and the medicine cabinets, man. You see, that's gonna be the hottest commodity in the days ahead. It's gonna be the most sought out thing: food, water, and medicine. You know, people gonna be getting sick, open cuts, infections, all these different things, man. Niggas gonna be looking for insulin shots, all sorts of things. You see, it's going to get grievous here in America. It's going to get dangerous. It's these perilous times, man, because when things get desperate, people going to get desperate, man. Yeah, this is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days, there will be very difficult times. You see, in the NLT, look, the Lord said it will be very difficult times. And that's what these perilous times entail. Things reducing in strength. Things that was known to be in abundance is at a scarcity. You see? And this is what America is going to turn into. Reading the NLT, it says, for people will love only themselves and their money, they will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to their parents and ungrateful. They would consider nothing sacred. They would be unloving and unforgiving. Yeah, you eat the last piece of bread in a famine and see if your family will forgive you. You know, they're going to, man, you pretty much just killed us all. You know, it says they will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good, man. You see, They will betray their friends. You see, all for the sake of food and water and basic everyday necessities. They're going to be cruel. They're not going to show self-control. And if you're a friend, they're going to betray you. Be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than the Most High. And this is just the spirit of an American right now. Why the resources is ready and available. But how much more for when they dry up, man? Man, you really amongst brute beasts, man. These people are fucking insane in America. And you're going to really see it when the Lord dry up these resources. These people not right, man. These people are strange. You see, they under the vibration of Esau. You think they going to hold it together? This nigga gave up his birthright because he was hungry. What the fuck you think an American going to do, man? You know, these niggas are sick, man. And you going to see it in a moment in time. You know, that period of time, that's going to be a real thing, man. Because when you go into the word perilous, that Kali post, it says here, hard to do, to take into approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, and savage. You see, the Lord just ain't put that just to fill the pages up, man. This is going to be the real thing in the earth. Niggas going to be very harsh and fierce and savage, man. And it's going to make the times very troublesome and dangerous. You know, it's going to be dangerous to cook. It's going to be dangerous to open a bag of chips. You see, the senses is going to be heightened. Niggas going to smell differently. They're going to hear. Niggas going to hear a bag of chips. You're going to have, like the elder Abraham often say, you're going to have to master the art of opening and eating chips quietly. You see? Because it's going to get just that dangerous out here, man. You know, niggas going to be trying to chase you down to eat you. You see? Because cannibalism is going to become a thing. The Lord tell you that how the pitiful women have son their kids, man. They were their meat in the destruction of my people. These look beautiful women. I was on the phone with a chick. She said, I just love my name. It's so cute. Brianna. I said, yeah, nigga. Brianna going to eat our children. Ain't gonna eat, you know, the cutest Ashley. You know, she going to be eating her kids, though, man. That's how severe these things is going to get. You see? Real quick. This is Ezekiel 5. In verse 16, it says, when I should send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which should be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your stuff of bread, man. You see? Yeah, when the famine take hold of this place, it ain't going to be for a time of bouncing back. You know, we go through a period of food shortage, and then we bounce back just to reminisce about it. No. Nah, when the famine touch America, it's going to be here on out, man. You know, everybody going to be looking for food. You see? Niggas going to be doing work for food. You see, nigga come fix your AC. He come fix your air. It's like it, your roof. He come undrain that tub for you just for a meal. You see? That's how grievous things going to get, but it's going to be for your destruction. And the Lord, he's going to break any type of staff that you have. That staff goes back into a support of life. You know, real quick, just go into that word staff. You see, when you go into this word, go down to the strong definition, it says here, a support of life. Now, when you consider when the food stamps had dried up, that period of time when people can use food stamps, you had all these people banding together, you know, to give out free food to families that was in need. That was pretty much a staff. That was a crutch to those people, you know, who depended on food stamps. But the Lord said he gonna break that, man. So in a moment in time, you ain't gonna have people coming together to help you people out, man. You know, because those people are gonna hoard that shit for themselves when they realize how severe these things really are. Because the ones who didn't use food stamps went complaining about that shit. It was only for people who was using food stamps. That was a part of that arrow. See, when the arrow is shot, it only hit certain people, man. You know? And then the others around to react. But the Lord's going to send forth a flood of arrows where everybody going to get hit, man. Except for the elect. You see, and everybody going to suffer. And those who have resources, they going to hoard those things, man. They not going to help you people out. And that's going to be the Lord breaking that stuff, man. You see? But just continuing on here, Ezekiel 4 in verse 16 in the NLT. It says, then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. Then it's like the water will be rationed out drop by drop, and the people will drink it with dismay, you see? So the Lord is going to cause things to run scarce, man. It says, lacking food and water, people will look at one another in terror, and they will waste away under their punishment, man. You see? So this is the reality that's going to take hold of America, man. The Lord tell you how many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, but those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the way you people going to escape their hunger is taking that chip, man. You know, that's how you're going to go down and get something to eat. But the Lord said the sword going to destroy you, and that's going to happen by way of World War III. Because America is going to get hit up. It's destined. You see? And people that's going to get burnt, you know, you going to have that chip, man. So, yeah, I pray that you was edified. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahak Wadash. Lord, what's in this video? Shalom.